Have you ever stood in a room full of people who genuinely like you and still felt like you were watching the whole thing through a pane of glass? Everyone's laughing, someone's refilling your drink, a friend catches your eye and smiles like they mean it, and somehow you've never felt more alone in your life. That contradiction messes with people because it doesn't make logical sense. Liking should cancel out loneliness. It doesn't. So let's go through why, starting with the explanation that surprises people the most and working down to the one that's almost too obvious to say out loud. The most surprising reason is this: being liked and being known are not the same currency, and your brain treats them completely differently. The people in that room like you, but what they like is usually the edited version, the quick wit, the easy laugh, the version of you that shows up well under fluorescent lighting and small talk. Loneliness, at its core, isn't the absence of affection. It's the absence of being accurately seen. You can be adored for a performance and still grieve the fact that nobody in the room has met the actual unfiltered you. That grief doesn't cancel out because people clap for the show. If anything, it gets louder. Because the better the performance lands, the further it proves you are from being recognized underneath it. Next, something happening in your body that most people never connect to loneliness at all. Your nervous system quietly flips into evaluation mode. The second you're in a group, even a friendly one, part of your brain starts running a background scan. How am I landing? Did that joke work? Do I look relaxed enough? Am I talking too much? That's the same machinery your brain uses to detect threat. It's not paranoia, it's just how socially wired brains operate in groups, a kind of built-in self-surveillance. But here's the catch. You can't be fully monitoring yourself and fully present with other people at the same time. The scanning pulls resources away from actually connecting. So you're physically in the room, but a chunk of your attention has quietly stepped outside to supervise you from a corner, and that's an incredibly isolating place to stand. Third, and this one has actual research behind it, loneliness tracks emotional resonance, not head count. Psychologists who study this have found that the number of people around you barely predicts how lonely you feel. What predicts it is how deeply you feel matched with the people who are there. You can feel less lonely alone in your apartment with a book than you do at a party with 30 people who adore you, because loneliness isn't measuring bodies in a room. It's measuring felt connection. A big, warm, likable crowd can still leave that meter sitting on empty if nobody in it is actually meeting you where you are. Fourth, and this is the one that explains why it happens specifically with people who like you, not strangers. There's often a mismatch between what you need in that moment and what the room is offering. Say you're carrying something heavy that day: doubt, grief, some quiet internal mess. And what's on offer is casual warmth, inside jokes, easy affection. That's not nothing, but it's the wrong currency for what you're actually hungry for. It's like showing up thirsty to a party that's serving beer. You can drink it, you can even enjoy it, and you'll still be thirsty at the end of the night. The people around you aren't failing you. You just needed a witness, and the room handed you company instead. And finally, the simplest explanation, the one sitting right on the surface the whole time: comparison. You're standing there with your full, messy, complicated interior life running in the background, and everyone else appears smooth, settled, entirely fine. So a quiet story starts writing itself. Everyone here has this figured out, except me. That story is almost always false. Nearly everyone at that party is running the exact same comparison, privately convinced they're the only one faking ease. But false or not, the story does its damage anyway, because loneliness doesn't require accuracy. It just requires you to believe, even briefly, that you're the outlier in a room of people who've got it together. Put those five together and the pattern is pretty clear. Loneliness in a crowded, friendly room isn't a malfunction, and it isn't proof that something's wrong with you or with them. It's your mind telling you, fairly precisely, what kind of connection is missing. Not more people, not more liking, but being known, being met, being matched. So next time it happens, don't take it as a verdict on your relationships. Take it as information. It's not saying you're unlovable in that room. It's saying you're hungry for something none of the small talk was ever going to feed.